Hey everyone, it's Jeannie with Talk to Me Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December the 10th. Hoping everyone had a wonderful week. I did get some stuff done this week. Let's see, Sunday I worked on a couple of patterns, got them done, no problems. And then I was kind of making a decision on what to work on next, another pattern or whatever. And I happened to look down and saw my thread catcher needed to be cleaned out, and well, it was also like really crooked. And let me show you the one that I had. I've had this one forever, and it's really not technically a thread catcher, because what it is it's a remote control holder. That you use in the living room on your couch. It's a remote control holder, and I would use this big pocket right here to catch all of my scraps and my threads, and then of course my pins and glues and stuff like that. It's pretty narrow though. It worked just fine on my old sewing machine that I haven't had in like a year and a half. It was smaller, so this would fit just perfectly up underneath it. But since I have gotten my since I got my Juki, I don't know if it's Juki or if it's Juke, sewing machine, it's a bit narrow, so the legs of my sewing machine just barely cap the edges of it. And what happens is over time it starts to go crooked, or it'll just completely kind of shimmy its way out from underneath the sewing machine. So I'm constantly like fiddling with it and getting it just right. So, I was like, I'm tired of this thing. I'm tired of me fiddling with it. So I decided to make me a wider one. It's nothing fancy. What I did is I just used some scrap. I had some leftover Doctor Who fabric, and so it'll sit really nicely up underneath my sewing machine. If you look at the difference, there's quite a bit of difference between the two. But earlier this year, I was working on some Doctor Who quilts, so I just used some of that fabric. I've got one really big, nice pocket here for my thread catcher. I also put a nice flat, big one here for some of my rulers. I made some pockets where they flare out. Of course, we have the Silence, and we have the Weeping Angels, and then all the Doctors. Some of them I made, flared so that I can easily reach. But then some of them I made them flat because I thought, I have some rulers that I like to use, and I'd like that pocket to be nice and flat. So it's nothing like fancy or anything like that. It's pretty simple. I just made 2 layers of pockets, and I put a binding on it, and then right here at the end I actually put a rod in there. I was debating about putting attaching a small pin cushion on one of the corners, but I really don't want that to get in the way, and I have a lot of pin cushions that I keep around me, and but what I am thinking about doing is adding a magnetic strip behind it, like an industrial strength magnetic strip behind it, and that way when I go to drop a pin or even my scissors, maybe that magnetic strip would catch it. So I am thinking about putting just a small magnetic strip on it to catch them pins, and maybe I'm lucky enough for it to catch my scissors or seam ripper, or something like that. Anyways, so I actually am quite pleased. It fits really nicely, and I end up with about 1 inch excess on each side, so it's kind of perfect. Still kind of playing around with it, but so far I'm really happy with it. But outside of them 2 patterns, I really haven't done a lot of sewing this week. I kind of need it just to, y'all know how it is. Sometimes you just have to chill, but I like to keep my hands busy regardless. And I talked to y'all here a while back about me doing some paint with diamonds, and so this is kind of what I've been working on. It's a pretty massive pattern, okay? You know, and I still have a whole long way to go, but that's how much I've gotten done so far. My nephew got this for me for Christmas last year. I've had so much going on this year. I just hadn't had time to sit down and really, you know, work on it. So what it boils down to is I just had to make some time to get working on it. This is what the final look. It's all the different doctors. And at first, you know, when you first start on Paint with Diamonds, it's hard to start telling what's happening, but now it's starting to come together. So I'm really liking that. Of course, David Tennant is my absolute favorite, and he's got a nice big mural right here in the middle of it. So anyways, been kind of working on that, and that's about it. That's all I've got going on. That's what I've been doing, just working on patterns, working on my Paint with Diamonds, and I made my little thread catcher. So anyways, that's it, and I will holler at y'all next week, hoping y'all have an absolutely wonderful week, and that's it. I'll holler at you later. Bye.